Hi there! With this lecture, we start a new section in which we will discuss another built-in data structure of Python, which is a dictionary. So in the first lecture, let's identify what's a dictionary. A dictionary is a collection which is unordered, changeable, and indexed. As the name implies, the dictionary is modeled on its real counterpart, where you have a word and associated meaning for this word. In programming, we use dictionaries to associate a key with its value. So any value can be identified as long as we know the key. If we look inside a real dictionary, we will find words, and each word has a combining explanation and meaning. In this case, we have a miller here, who is a person who owns or works in a core mill. So this is a word from real world dictionary. So there is a similar concept in Python in which we can express the preceding dictionary entry like this, where a key is a word from a real dictionary and the value is a combining explanation. And you can create a dictionary and you can put it more than one of these key value pairs. So in our case, we have two key value pairs over here. The first one is miller, then we have explanation, and the second one is programmer, then we have explanation. Now in previous sections, we have learned about arrays and lists, which are very similar to each other with minor differences. So we know that arrays and lists are another collection type where the sequence of data matters most. So for example, if we have an array or list like this, to access first element, we need to use index 0. If we want to access the second element, we need to put index 1 over here to access the element over here. Now in the dictionary, it works slightly different. The data is organized using key and value pairs. Here, we will retrieve the data using the key. For example, if we want to retrieve a data for this value over here, we need to write dictionary name, then the key value over here, then it will return the value of this key over here. So to understand the difference between arrays and dictionaries, let's look at real life example. Now let's say you got a job at the local cinema in their cloakroom. In order to organize your cloakroom so that it is as efficient as possible, you have devised a way of taking customer codes and hanging them on coat hangers sequentially. As new customer come in, you hang the codes on the next available coat hanger and give them the ticket that identifies the number of coat hanger. So as more and more customer come in, you hang the codes on sequentially and give them the ticket numbers. Now once the film is over, the customer come back looking for their codes. As long as they give you the ticket number, you will be able to identify the hang number and give them their coat jacket back. So this is equivalent of array where ticket number shows the indexes and the code shows the values. So if the ticket number is 0, you will give the code from here. If the ticket number is 1, you will give this code over here. Now the problem arises when the customer are getting a little bit drunk and they have lost their ticket. Now without knowing the number, there are a whole bunch of code checks that look very similar to each other. You won't be able to easily identify whose code belongs to whom. So to avoid this situation, here's a different way of organizing the cloakroom. In this case, you are writing the customer's name on the ticket and you are hanging the code in coat hanger, putting their name on it like this. So with this way, it's easily identify whose code is this. So as more customers arrive, you are taking their name and putting on the coat hanger and it's continuing like this. So even if your customer get a little bit tipsy, hopefully they don't forget their name. And as long as they provide their name, you will able to identify the coat jackets that's associated with it. So this is equivalent of dictionary. In this case, the sequence does not matter. The name is the key and the value is code that associated with this key. So hopefully with this example, you have understood what makes a dictionary different from an array. So in a list or array, the index positions have to be integers. In a dictionary, the indexes can be any type. As we showed here, the index here is name, which is type of string. So this is all for this lecture. Hopefully you understand everything here. Now in the next lecture, let's see how can we create a dictionary in Python.